Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. Now, in recent videos, particularly episode 5 where I built the main bus, there were a lot of comments about it. I had 91 comments on that video at the time of recording this one, and a lot of people were bringing in some very constructive criticism of the main bus designs. Polite things like saying, I'm probably going to regret it, it's probably not going to give me the things that I want it to give me, I'm probably going to prefer or want to switch to logistics bots later, and all that kind of thing. And then also there were some comments amongst there that were a little bit enthusiastic, perhaps a little bit much so, about the main bus, but generally, and quite clearly, apart from, a handful of people, the consensus was, in the comments, that the main bus was a terrible idea. So today we're going to be adding a new thing to the main bus, the electromagnetic turbine, so let's get on with that right now. I think we've got everything we need for it already here. I do notice my fuel seems to be running low. In fact, there isn't any. Luckily, I have a whole bunch of graphite to hand from just randomly picking it up as I work. But we're going to be doing the recipe for, I think it's electromagnetic turbines. Let's check what it is. Yep, so it is 2... engines or turbines or whatever it is, and 2 electromagnets. Really easy, very self-descriptive. Yeah, electric motors and magnetic coils, that's the one. You just mash them together and you get a better one. It's cooler. Now, we just keep adding more. There's a definite theme of just adding more magnetic coils to the recipes. This whole chain, and it keeps going, is just like, okay, you want the next one? More magnets! And, I mean, I'm not opposed. It's a good philosophy. I think in general to follow. I quite like it. So yeah, we'll plonk down. Yeah, how do we want to do it? Do we want to do 2 at once? No, we'll do 1 and 2. We'll do 1 on this side, 2 on the other. We are going to be contending, however, with this coal deposit here. Everyone's been telling me that I just need to bury it and then I can dig it later, but you don't seem to understand. The bus will be here forever. That's the plan. The plan is I go over this and then the bus remains forever, which means that if I pave it over now, I'm never going to use it, and that hurts me on a spiritual level. So I do intend to mine this, and I'm just going to kind of lift the bus over the top of it and hope it doesn't interfere too much with the work that I'm trying to do. It may be a bit jank here for a while, but the hope is that, I can get it mined. It is 1 million though. That is a lot. It's going to take a lot of work to clear that, so I'm not expecting it to be done soon, but we can get on with it, and, one day it'll be done. And yeah, I'll just kind of make a monstrosity that moves around it, and then once it's mined, we can replace it with normal lines that aren't hellish. But yeah, for the moment, we're about to run into the problems with this coal being here, unfortunately. It's going to become... In fact, we need to mine this first. We got to know what we're working around before we start working around it. And I think, first of all, we have to cut this back a bit, just to make the space we need to, put all the miners in. Now that I think about it. We've got 8 miners right now. I'm actually going to build some more, because we may manage to get more than 8 on this. I don't think we will. Oh, I didn't pick up any supplies of anything. Let me just go do a proper restock. I think I forgot gears. Oh, well, that's because they're not stored anywhere. I'm going to sort out storage later. There's more bus functionality I plan on implementing. Right now, it's in its kind of, basic form, a proto-bus. It's going to become more fleshed out and have more things it can do later. The most important thing of that being, it's going to be able to provide materials for a kind of semi-mall-like structure. For those who don't know, a mall is where you have a series of assemblers making all the different structures that you need in a game. There's a lot of designs of that, of course, in Factorio. A lot of Factorio knowledge is being applied where it can to this game. And then I'm applying knowledge that everyone else is telling me I shouldn't be applying from Factorio to this game. But we got to try it. We got to see how it goes. I just want to know. I just want to do it once, and then I know. And so far it's worked. But yeah, I need to make a storage for gears. I will set that up, but right now I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it, so I don't want to mess about with that yet. So we'll just kind of scrounge what we can for the moment. A mall is a bunch of structures that that build all the structures, and it's a good way to get a base kicked off. I usually don't bother because I'm handcrafter and I'm the worst. It's one of the 7 deadly sins of factory games, but I do it anyway. Now, fun game to play here, seeing if we can, like, sneak this miner in amongst here somewhere. Like, can I get it so it squeezes between the arms of these other two and then also doesn't run into a deposit? Probably not, but I'm going to try. Nope. Back here kind of works, and there's something to be said for back here. That's alright. That's a decent bit of coverage. And I plan on making a kind of mall. It's not going to make everything, it's just going to make a couple of key things, like belts and sorters and stuff. But I'm not in a rush to make it right now. I'm still going to handcraft, like, a monster. Probably until I can make all the kinds of belt. I wish I could stick something in here, actually. Maybe if I get rid of this, I can actually find a way to squeeze a miner into this space, because that would, Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, it totally works. Look at this. Right in the middle there. And then, actually, I think I want to do something like this. Sneak one in over here. And then another one that's just like... Oh, maybe we can do that, actually. Yeah, we'll do this. We want to get all of them covered. And you know what? We can do one more here. Just to... Oh, actually, no, it's pretty terrible. Oh, there's no water. There is water. There's no foundation. It can't build there at all, I see. We need to expand. That's the wrong button. Let's try that again. There we go. And yeah, more miners means that there's more disruption to the bus, so there's more to work around. But it means that the work will be done quicker, i.e., you know, this year. And I'd rather get it out the way sooner rather than later, even if the sooner is still quite far in the distance. Oh, we've run out of foundation. Let's go grab some more. Got a really weird number of this stuff right now. 17. How did this happen? What did I do wrong? I'm concerned. You know what? I'm going to put the 17 back. I feel like I've made some kind of mistake and at some point picked up not the correct amount. Or I built some in some obscure place I've already forgotten about. So I like to get it in exact multiples of 100 so I can just do these grid sections. But it's not the end of the world if I don't. We've nearly unlocked the research to get higher levels of structures so we can get more labs going in one stack. We don't have to make more stacks to do the same amount of science. As soon as that happens, I'll stick them on there, because I think right now everything's built up that feeds into the science. Yeah, everything's built up. We could do science faster, we just need more labs. So we're just going to kind of wait for it to get through it slowly so that we can then never do it slowly again. We've got 8 miners on this, it's pretty good. Can we get another one in here that's got pretty good sites and everything? 5 deposits is pretty good. Yeah, I'll go for that. We could do another one up here, but there's not much it can cover. We can just about squeeze 3 out of it. That's not much. This guy's already got not much to do. And I imagine, unless this deposit in particular is like the densest one, 55,000. Oh, you know what? It's actually pretty up there. Wait, is it actually the densest deposit in this entire thing? I don't see any other 55,000s. Oh, there's a 57. Okay. 59, 60. Ooh, it's getting a bit dense around here. And this is only covered by... Oh, no, it's covered by 4. The rings around them show how many is covering them, but I think it goes up to 4 and stops. So some of these will have 5 or even more, but it won't actually say. Yeah, you know what? This one in the end, I think actually does need another miner, because it's such a dense deposit that, like, this will be the last one standing if everything else is being mined by, like, 2 or 3 miners, and this one's being mined by 1. Oh, we had it. Yeah, 3's the best we can hope for. That's fine. So yeah, big old splodge on the map. It's gonna get in the way, but I don't want it to be here, so I'm gonna get rid of it. For now, we'll have to do just, like, basic belts. How do we get it out of here? There's a bus in the way, like, Also, wow, we're really strapped for space here. We gotta cut this down a little bit more. It's gonna have to go this way. It can't go this way. In fact, This belt cannot continue as it is. It's gotta do some weird finagling to escape. This is gonna be a bit of a mess. I knew this going into it. And I know... I can see the comments already. They're telling me to just leave it, just forget about it. It's not worth the trouble. It's too late, I'm doing it now. I'm not just gonna give up and have it just be buried and then never mind. That's unacceptable. Even though I'm not even using this coal, I'm gonna mine this stuff and send it somewhere. Aha! Vertical construction is researched. You know what? This is going the wrong way. Don't go that way. Means we can stack storage is 1 higher, and labs 2 higher.
Building facilities such as Matrix Lab, storage, and storage tank. You can try to build them vertically to make more efficiency use of space.
Make more efficiency use of space. Thank you, robot friend. Right, we can sneak this belt along here and find some way to move it out of here. In fact, what we'll probably do is we'll come up to here. We'll raise it just as we get to this point. Actually, I was going to have it go up, but thinking about it, I think we'll have it go down. So we'll bring it to this like dividing line that is the start line of the bus, and then we'll send it this way. We're going to make a storage for this stuff. Oh god, there's so much coal here. Not only is there a million here, there's a million here and here as well. Luckily, it's going to take a long time for the bus to get there. That said, not forever. Oh dear. Maybe I'll regret this. Maybe I will. What I also regret is how slow these drones move. We're researching it now. We're working on it. And actually, while the drones are working away at this, I can check the science. Gonna extend this belt further. I don't know exactly where it's going yet, but we'll send it in that direction. I'm just gonna stand in the middle, and that'll let the drones have the best chance of getting it all done. Right, let's have a look. So, we're getting communication control done. Let's have a look at the drive engine. Okay, so if we unlock this, we're able to set off into space. We're able to lift off. That's the one. And it's pretty cheap. So I'm inclined to go for it, though we don't need it yet, necessarily. Also, we'll have a struggle with the current fuel sources we have, but we'll manage it. It is possible. We can go between worlds, so... I think I will, first of all, unlock better power production, and then I'll unlock the ability to fly. We want to make sure we have enough power to actually have a successful flight. And we're starting to run through everything that we can do with red cubes. We could do more vertical construction as well. And that does actually seem to be our limit right now. And I could also just make more lab stacks, but I know that we can get away with one, and that ultimately we'll not need more than one stack as long as we keep up with the vertical stacking. Anything here that's particularly of urgency? I don't think so. I mean, we could... We check. Could we get some solar cells going? I think that is actually just stuff that is made on this planet. We don't need titanium. Or we might need... it's possible that we'll need some... what's the thing called? Silicon. We will need silicon in order to set that up, so we can't just do that straight away. I mean, we could start on it, but for a proper silicon supply, we need to be interplanetary, so we can't start making solar cells yet and make Dyson swarms, as cool as they are. We'll have to do without for the moment. But if we work towards titanium smelting, and we probably can already smelt silicon somehow, somewhere. I think we've unlocked that already. I'm just not exactly sure whereabouts. It'll be like so basic smelting that gives us glass. It gives us steel. There we go. Yeah, we can smelt silicon. We have... Oh, can we actually? Oh, yeah, that is silicon ore. Yeah, we can smelt silicon ore into the proper stuff. That makes sense. It's right here. That makes sense. It leads into that. I don't know why I thought it would be anywhere else. Okay, good to know. But titanium, we want to queue up to make sure that we can get that when we head to other worlds. Because at some point we need to make our pick of whether we head to Delta Bootis 2 or 1 to pick ourselves up some titanium and some silicon. We have plenty of titanium and a reasonable amount of silicon at Delta Bootis 2, the lava planet. And then over at the desert planet, we have... oh, no silicon, actually. Only titanium. This entire planetary system is actually very short on a supply of silicon, interestingly enough, because there wasn't that much on number 2 either. So, yeah, 2's where we'll go. It's got both things. And 1 does not, so makes more sense to go here. Even though the power potential is way worse. It's got good solar, but bad wind. This one's got great solar and brilliant wind. But doesn't have silicon. Gotta go somewhere else. You can make silicon from stone, but it's a highly inefficient recipe. You really don't want to do it if you can avoid it. Right, I'm looking for a certain part of the grid here. This is something that people who've been watching the stream series will be familiar with that I'm going to be building here. Oh, I do like to line it up with the grid wedges, but we're miles away from either of those lines. Oh, here's a line. We can go off this line. Goes past another 1 million coal deposit. How much does this planet have? 9 million coal. It's a lot. More than anything else on this planet. It's actually really short in terms of iron and copper. Not too great. Tons of stone. We'll be able to make concrete for days. But yeah, coal is kind of ridiculous here. We don't need this much coal, but I'm mining it all anyway. You can't stop me. I know that it infuriates some of you to no end. And to those people, I apologize. It is my nature. I must mine everything. I must pave everything. There is no other option. Speaking of paving everything, we have to do that right here. We don't have much in the way of foundation, but we can get started. We just need this section, really. That oil is actually going to ruin my plan. There's also oil over there. All the plans are ruined. Hang on, I should look around first before I just, like, pick a spot. There is coal everywhere. There's coal in the way of everything I want to do. I can't, like, check the grid lines here. Gonna head over this way. I should scout out a good spot for this. You see, here's the dividing line. Once again, coal right here. But it is lower down. It is actually out of the way enough that I can do what I want here. So this does work. Nice, more construction drones. That'll help us continue with this. So I'm actually going to build here. Even though I just built over there, I'm building here now instead. That'll do. And then what we need is a whole bunch of these new, larger storages. We can't actually make that many. Stone brick. We don't have any of that to hand. Am I even making stone brick? I don't think I am. Should work on that. Also, my drone's all deployed way too soon. Come on, guys. Actually, I'm deleting this anyway. I don't know why I'm still having you build it. I love the delete all feature. It's so convenient. And I can send the belt this way instead. Just over there. Hop up. Hop down. Continue. That's it. As far as the building range goes, I'm also going to need more belts. Always need plenty more of those. Let's have the drones at least finish this section here. Oh, they're heading off again. That's fine. They'll get back to me soon. Okay, we want to stack up these labs, because we haven't yet, and they're probably running at their limit right now. There we go. Oh, of course, the drones. Well, they'll get to that eventually. Also, I like that you can see things that are yet to be constructed through the planet, and you realize just how curved the planet is, because they very quickly plummet below the horizon. And it seems... You always feel like, oh, I thought that was nearer than it is, but I guess it is actually miles away. There you go, and now we'll research the drones going faster and faster. Works for me. Have to keep an eye on the hydrogen supply. We may actually start to run it down again. And yeah, the hydrogen is now building up at a steady rate, but not too fast. And the didn't get refined oil is barely building up at all. Only a little bit is getting through, and it's not enough to like threaten the tank filling up anytime particularly soon. Like, it's not going to be long, but we got some time to work things out. Yeah, we're not actually smelting any stone brick. We should have that be a thing. We'll just cobble together a little bit of something here for now. I literally just want this for my own purposes. Eventually we'll have it going to other places, but right now a basic storage will do. Let's delete that so we can have the storage nicely in line with this, because it's neat. And then, can we power everything from that one? We totally can. Okay, stone brick, copy paste, and sort of right there. Put a limit on it, we don't need tons. Just enough to be getting on with. We also need more steel, I think. Yep, definitely. More of everything, generally. Eight iron. We've got more inventory space than we used to. We can make use of it. There's the steel. 4 stacks of steel. We'll actually get some more glass as well. We're not storing that yet. I don't know what we use glass for, but we probably have because we don't have a full stack of the stuff. Now we still won't because we ran through this and I can't be bothered faffing about any longer. So I don't think we need it in particularly consistent amounts. Also got to grab myself a little bit more graphite. Oh, the graphite's actually been running down. Or it did run down, now it's building up again. Hard to say. We got to make sure we're fueled. We are working our way through that supply, of course. Alright. Also, I got some junk. That there. Oh, that's full. There. Is there any other junk in particular? Not at a glance. Do need some more gears, though. There they are. So yeah, what I'm building here is I'm building a storage. We're going to be mining a whole bunch of coal, and it's going to be way more than we're actually using. So it needs to go somewhere. I'm just going to build a massive storage pretty close to the south pole so that it's out of the way of anything I actually want to build, any big arrays that I might want to make. And we can just store whatever we want down there. It doesn't have to just be coal. I can put a whole bunch of different things. And it just gets stuff out of the way so that we can mine it and then empty out storages at whatever speed we need to. Where are my drones? Oh, of course, they deployed as soon as we were in range. Oh, dear. But yeah, we can just like mine as fast as we want to mine right now, store it all, and then later on we can consume as fast as we particularly want to. So this is a build that I worked on the live stream series. I'll leave a little bit of space between the line and here so things can like come down slopes or whatever they might need to do. And then we literally just put a chain of storages, and then we also stack them as high as the game will allow us. Currently only 3. And each of these boxes can store 6,000 of an ore, I believe it is. Is it 6,000? Yes, 1,000 per row, 6 rows, 6,000, and then so each one of these stacks can store 18,000. So this is basically 60,000. So yeah, not tons right now, but it'll build up as we can stack the things higher and I extend the thing further, and so on and so forth. So we'll make plenty of these, because we'll need them. We used up all of the stone we had already, because we weren't able to pick much up. It wasn't being made particularly fast. But that's fine. And then we need a bunch of sorters. I'm going to have this come back around. The idea is everything comes around a central branch here, then splits off to wherever it's being stored, and then things can also come back and go back along the line to wherever they're being used. So let's just run it to where we've got the concrete right now. And the drones will slowly get on with that. Now the storages are coming through. So this is 72,000 can be stored. And now that's 90,000. Yep, 90,000. And now we're past 100,000. And still, that is a fraction of the total deposit, but we'll extend this higher and further out and stuff as we go. Right now, it's not going to move that fast anyway because we don't have we only have Mark 1 belts on it. We're going to be doing 6 per second, is it? Or is it 1 per second? I can't even remember. I think it's 6 per second. We just have plenty of sorters loading in so that it can deal with whatever kind of speed it has to. We've run out of these, though. Make way more of all of them. Always need more. I don't need the storages right now. We'll do those. We'll put those at the end of the queue. Just want to make a couple more level 2 sorters so I can plonk down the last few on this thing. That's what I get for ordering them in stacks. There we go. And then I also like to have the stack, the sorters move from one stack to another to load everything up at the front. That way it's kind of a level indicator of like they fill like this. And you can tell exactly how much is in there because they'll fill each other up fully and storage will all be saturated. Where've my bots gone? They keep going over there to finish the last bits of that belt. I should have just gone over there and babied them so they could get the job done. Come on now. You're almost done. There we go. Okay. So apparently my research speed is too slow. How does it show the connection? Oh, no, it just show the connection. I just couldn't see it. Yeah, there it is. That'll power everything right there. Now we just have to actually connect this to the rest of the network. Can we do this in a single leap? Oh, so close. So very close. Oh, no, there it is. Huh. The curvature of the planet, I think, made that one work there. Is it going? I don't see the connection. Oh, no. It's there very subtly. I feel they've made it more subtle than it used to be. Can barely see the light. So maybe it's because it's the middle of daytime. Also, what a view. Look at that. As our gas giant that we orbit rises over the horizon. And on the other side, the sun. Wouldn't it be cool to, like, have a civilization that grew up on the moon of a gas giant? Because, like, which one would they worship? They'd be like, alright, that one gives us the light and warmth we need to live. But that one's bigger. Like, this is a hard choice. Which one? How? Like, you'd have warring, like, religious factions arguing about which stellar body was the best. It'd be great. We're working away at making more storages. That's good. But this is functional for the moment. We just have to actually get the coal now being mined. So let's head back over here. And then we actually make the electromagnetic what's-a-majigs that we were going to be making in the first place. We got very distracted. We haven't even finished all of this construction yet. Yeah, I got very distracted setting the stage for this little bit of production. Ended up being quite the monumental task for a relatively simple thing. Oh, I've got to move that out of the way because there's going to be some belts here. There we go. We're now mining this deposit at a pretty solid rate. Numbers going down. It's going to take a long time though, obviously. Especially because these are all going to build up in a second. Like, level 1 belts are not enough for this to work at all, unfortunately. Right. We got to work around this. So, what I'm inclined to do is squish the belts up, because, you know, they're spaced apart, so there is room to move here. We can squash them all in, have it like this river of belts part to flow around this coal mine. And that's probably a decent way of doing it. And then we'll have to, you know, do a little bit of finagling to make the splitters work for a while. But I think it'll work out. I think that's the way to go about it. We should really start moving things sooner than we are. If it matters. It does matter. Okay, this should move here. Line up like so. So yeah, I'm immediately ruining my own main bus for the sake of dealing with another one of my silly ideas of mining everything on the planet, no exceptions. And I know that you end up with, like, insanely good mining rates later, so that, like, you get tons out of a deposit. And so, like, resources aren't ever actually that limited. But you can't stop me. I'm afraid that there are some things I do that are either too logical or too illogical. I'm not actually sure which, and I don't want to know. Right, now this is where we start to need to actually do bus things as well. Right here we need a splitter to do the normal splitter things. So we need you. And also, by the way, it's been pointed out that there's better ways to go about this bus design in certain aspects that I could have gone with. Why does it let me drop that quick? It doesn't usually do that. Weird. But it would have been way better if all of the lines coming this way were raised by one and all the lines coming out towards the machines were on the ground. Because right now, all the ones that come out have to drop down. I didn't have to have it that way around. They could have just come out straight and gone straight into the machines, but I didn't think about it and had the ground level be taken up by the east-west belts when that didn't have to be the case. But that's kind of too late to fix now. I could implement it midway along the bus, but let's just stick with the design that I've got. It doesn't make a huge difference at the end of the day. There is another design change, though, that I'm much more enthusiastic about and actually want to implement. But with the current situation with the bus going sideways, I don't think we can really make good use of it right now. We'll have to wait till we're past this section. For the moment, I'm going to do a little bit of faffing about. I'm going to use this splitter here for connecting up these. And that's actually going to work, you know, pretty well. And then it comes out the bottom and it goes along. Everything squish up. I could have it squish a little bit less so that there's like more close by wiggle room for putting splitters in, but I'm not sure how much I'm gonna need to move things yet. Like, this is like the midline here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 more belts that are gonna have to squash in alongside these 3. That means 6. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna be using all the space for storing belts that are gonna squash over from here, and then there's gonna be a bunch more doing it on the other side as well. So there isn't actually any wiggle room. I think we're just gonna have to have belts get up out of the way to make it's. I'm sacrificing a lot for this. I know. I know. Some of you hate this. I know. Perhaps me at least acknowledging that will make you feel slightly better. Because that's all you're getting. You squash in here, so you can sneak along here, and yeah, there's just not enough room. For the prisms to come anywhere, never mind all the other stuff. Some of it can go over, actually. That's a thing. There's a certain point where you want to just go over the top instead of going to the side. Perhaps I should be doing that. I should think about this a little more. But what we can do is actually get these things being made now. So let's do that. And then we've at least completed the objective for the episode. As I'm in the middle of creating this eldritch horror, we'll have a brief moment where I can just chill over here and pretend that everything's fine. And there we go, we're making fancy motors. These are needed in quite large quantities, because there's a lot of belt stuff related to them. The level 3 sorters and the level 2 belts require these to make. So we want to make sure we have some to hand. Yeah, now I think about it, a lot more of these belts should just go over the top. I should not squash them up quite as much as I have. I think we should have them in 2s. That way, it's still very easy to make space for splitting. So let's actually have this connected here. We'll just hoover up the gears till they're all cleared out. And this is going to be an ongoing process making this work. Like, here's the way to think of it, because I know some people are going to be genuinely frustrated by this idea. Like, Something that sometimes comes up when people learn about Factorio is they go, but what's the point though? You're just building factories to build factories. Like, and this is a bit of an aside, but I swear it ties in. People look at Factorio and they go, why would I bother playing it? I'm just building factories so that I can build bigger factories with the stuff I build, so I can build bigger factories. Why would I do that? And they're fundamentally misunderstanding games, basically. Like, because at the end of the day, a video game doesn't do anything apart from play itself. Like, if you complete any video game, nothing has happened in the real world, unfortunately. It's a sad fact. You can do something about it. You can make a YouTube channel so that you playing a game creates content that people watch and therefore has more meaning if you need that. But like, generally, games don't do anything. You play them for the fun of it. And some people play games to reach the end, to complete a goal, and if the goal isn't like clearly defined and something that they're interested in, they're not interested in playing the game. But why not? Like, a game is there for you to have fun playing it. If the playing is fun, then play it. If it's not, then don't. And so when people complain that, like, what's the point of the game, it doesn't do anything, with like games like Factorio and Dyson Sphere and stuff like that, it doesn't make any sense, because the playing of the game is the point, not the end goal. And like, the end goal is only there to give you a reason to build the factories, and then you have the fun building the factories, and achieving the ultimate goal doesn't actually matter. So the compelling thing about games like this is the challenge, is like doing the factory building and doing something interesting with that. So doing this gives me a ton of trouble. It messes up a lot of my plans here. It gets in the way of the bus. It is a massive eyesore. It's going to take hours and hours to clear, and I'm going to be dealing with the aftermath of this for a very long time, until finally it's cleared out, and then I'm going to have to rebuild the thing normally when all's said and done. But that's not a problem. It's just playing the game. And so this is an approach I sometimes take to these. It's like, I will make trouble for myself in factory games because the fun is solving the problem. It doesn't matter that the problem's there. It's not getting in the way of me playing the game. It's giving me more game to play. It's giving me something different to do. I've already done a bit of playing of Dyson Sphere, obviously on the streamed game, so people have seen this already. But and so like I've done this once. I've built a main bus once. And so this time, why not throw a spanner in the works? Why not be like, okay, I've got to contend with a massive coal deposit here. I've got to build my main bus around this. Can it be done? Can I do it? And so that's what I'm doing. And so I know that this is frustrating, and there's a bit of a meme going on with the main bus, and like, I'm building it because I want to, and I don't care if it's bad. That is basically it. And like, you're probably right. I'm probably going to get to a point in the game where I'm like, this thing is useless now. I need to switch to logistics. But I want to do this because it's interesting. I like doing this, and the building of the factory is the fun. So it's going to make things slower. It's going to make like certain things take longer. A lot of you are going to hate it, but I'm enjoying factoring this into the design, having to contend with this monstrosity, and like having to create some eldritch horrors to contend with it. So don't worry. This is good. This is good for me. Like, I just don't want people to think that like I'm shooting myself in the foot and being an idiot about it, and I'm gonna hate it myself as we go on. Because I'm not. I'm gonna enjoy it in the way that I enjoy these games. And yeah, that was a bit roundabout, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. That yeah, sometimes I'm gonna do dumb stuff because it gives me something interesting to solve, a new problem to contend with, and I'm gonna end up coming up with something that no one has done before to solve it because no one's had to face the problem before, which in itself is interesting. Alright, now we're all on the same page. Let's connect this back up so we're making these things again. Oh, it didn't work. There we go. And send that this way, and then, oh no, that's the wrong height. It remembers what height you're building at, which in sometimes is good, and in other times ruins what you're doing. And then this, we want you to end up right by here. I'm running along, so we got them in their twos. We can have one more belt here. But that wouldn't actually... we can probably get away with it. What is the belt? It's prisms. Are we using prisms anytime soon? Actually, I think we are. We'll do it anyway. We'll go... for this one, we're going to have to hop up for a second. Yeah, these are all problems that, like, I wanna challenge myself to solve, even though it's adding extra work. The work is the game. The end goal is just something to, like, for when you run out of other stuff to do. You have the end goal to go back to and work towards when you've run out of challenges you've set yourself in any one moment. This is an interesting one. With this one, I've got it worked out, though. I'm just going to come out the side and then immediately raise up. Can we raise up quick enough? Oh, I don't think we can. Oh, can we? Oh, hello. Oh, no, not quite. Yep, not quite. Okay, in that case... You know, if we go up by one more, I reckon it'll work. Let's try that again. Yep, that works. So we'll go up, and then we'll sidestep back to where we were, so we're at least in line with where we're meant to be. And then onwards from there. And other things are going to have to move around that, but it's gonna work itself out. Now, how soon can we drop? Because, like, the moment we can, we want to drop back down to normal level. That's too soon. How about that? Too soon? One more, I reckon. That's got it. And there we go, back to normal. So the bus is just a mess here, and then it's going to very quickly return to its previous state. In fact, I forgot to start doing that. Because this can go here, and here. This can go... here. And this can go... here, and then we'll continue on. And soon it will all be back to normal. The disruption is only actually for a shortish amount of time. And that's all the belts that currently exist. Of course, there is one more belt to add. Now, the problem is the belt needs to happen here. So we'll not do it there. We'll do it somewhere else. And it'll have to work itself out. So let's raise. So can we raise quicker now than before? It seems like a steeper connection than I could normally manage. This one right here. Because both ends were already there and then I just put them together. Seems to have approved of that somehow. You know, well, now it's raising later. Oh, I see. So I built that one there. And this one here. So there were only the two intermediate ones to build. Whereas normally you were not allowed to do that. But if you build both ends of it, then you're allowed to connect directly between them. That's interesting. Right. We'll send you here. We've got a sidestep here. Oh, you know what? You know what, actually? Oh, hello. More power for the mech. Very good. And the next one we've got is we'll be able to fly between worlds. We're getting there. It's happening. Yeah, what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to put a splitter on top of here. I think I just want this to be level. Doesn't really matter. Go up into there. And then we want one of you coming out here. I realize it's actually too low. One more. Oh, not enough. Oh yeah, one more. There we go. Run it alongside this thing. This way. And then down. And this is the line it's actually meant to be on. Hang on, we gotta go forward a bit. This ends up being an extra long episode because I want to try and get this monstrosity mostly handled before we continue. And that's that. Now we just need the belt going forwards. That will be this one here. So this one can be... what level is it trying to be? I want this as one above everything else, I think. Yeah. And then we can send it across here. Across here. What's it colliding with? Oh, me? No. It's actually having trouble with that belt. I thought there was enough clearance. It looks like there is. That's annoying. I'm actually going to have this one drop down one later then. See if I can get this right. And then I've got to delete all of this. I don't know why I left the rest. Yep, there we go. One later. That means this can go past without trouble. And then what itself can drop down there. And that's all in line. Alright, and then it's going to have to continue as we go, but now every further belt that comes along, it can just hop over the top, I think, pretty much. I mean, there's going to be, like, maybe 2 more things here that are disrupted by this mess, and then it'll all be back to normal. And, yeah, I know it's a problem, but I don't care. It's part of the fun for me, and I'm sorry if it's frustrating for you to watch, but, you know, consider it part of playing the game. Give yourself these kind of challenges. Put them in your own game, like, put something deliberately in the way and work around it. I think, like, this comes from me loving the mods. Like, it comes from a similar place as my love for the mod Dangerous in Factorio, which surrounds you with ore, like, that is mixed, that you can't build on. The entire world is ore, and you can't build on any of the ore. You have a tiny bit in the middle to build on, and then you've got to mine your way out into the world. And in that one, you can't build an organized setup. You have to cram it in there, and it has to be spaghetti. And I love that. It's tons of fun, because your factory is entirely unique every time. I usually get into this habit of building the same factory everywhere I go. Like this, I know. And then I never do anything new and interesting, but a mod like Dangerous forces me to work in constraints that mean the factory I build will be new and different and something I've never made before. And that's what I'm doing with this. It's like I'm putting something in the way, so I have to do it differently. So I have to find a way to work around it and do some cool things with that, and some wacky belt spaghetti and all that kind of thing. So I hope you appreciate that, and I'm sorry if you don't. But that's how it's going to go. That's how the series is going to be, at least for this phase of the game. Once we get to, like, interplanetary stuff, I'm not sure if it'll be quite the same anymore. We'll kind of transcended these kind of problems, I think. But for now, that's where we're at. And now we have a whole bunch of fancy motors. I just call them turbo motors. I steal that from Satisfactory. Apparently, I just can't name these things what they are in the game. I've got too many factory games already in my head. I'm just going to steal everything from other games, or call batteries magnets. Magnets, batteries. I got it the wrong way around. I'm the worst. So yeah, there we go. I'm going to use these to make a whole bunch of level 2 belts, and that's going to make things way better in many parts of the factory. So we'll look forward to that. But this has been an extra long episode, and it's all we have time for today, so I should say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.